That was a clap.
That was official.
That was a clap. We are close together.
We're close. I like it though. I'm a little intimidated, but I'm excited.
I'm going to put my arm around you, and I'm going to make a move, so get used to it.
I was anticipating that.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. How'd you like the couch? It's a new couch.
It's a great couch. This place, unbelievable.
Nice place?
Yeah, nice place. You said you just moved in. I think I'm the first guest. Tell you what, I'm honored.
Thank you. I'm going to try to change my stance here. My dad's going to call me gay right from the start, so I'm going to have to change this. And with you being the guest this week,
Right.
it's kind of better than my usual guest. You're not as gay, but you're close.
Right. I always joke around, May, our good friend, at her wedding, you're going to take me home. Yeah, that's like.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's
Me and you?
Yeah, because I'll be a bridesmaid probably at her
I
wedding.
mean, most likely.
And you're going to take whoever you want home. And
I mean, your bone structure fits a dress well.
So I can't say no to you. I mean, you're an intimidating guy.
Oh, well, that's not what I want to hear as a comedian. I don't want to hear an intimidating guy.
Well, you just got a lot of bravado, a lot of confidence.
I'm trying to have a lot of confidence. I mean, what? I don't have jokes. I need the confidence.
No, you got both.
I got nothing. You're nice. I have my eyes on Spinelli, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. That guy. I mean, he's an enigma. I don't know what's going on.
I know. Max Spinelli, my favorite trans comic.
He's a white straight male, but he's the most diverse comic in the city.
By far the most diverse comic.
He's been in the finals of all these diverse competitions, even though he's a white straight male.
Even though that's how he identifies.
Right, that's how he identifies.
Right.
But he's an enigma. The guy's unique.
I love him. By the way,
great.
Mike Bramante on the pod this week.
Oh, thank you.
Mike Bramante here.
Good to be here.
Mike Bramante, to give people a rundown.
Yeah.
You are most likely the southern tier of New York's kindest person to come out of there.
I think that's probably
from the
true.
Greater Binghamton area.
Greater Binghamton area, from Endicott, which is like a suburb of Binghamton. Yeah.
Which had a Little League World Series team, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. Maine Endwell did. Endwell and Endicott right next door to each other.
Right next door to each other.
Yeah, they won the Little League World Series a couple years ago. And there's a sign when you drive into Endwell. That's the Little League World Series champions.
Yeah, that's a white trash area. Right. They're going to be talking about that for
forever.
Forever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Those kids are going to get free stuff for the rest of their lives. They're going to sell cars in that town.
None of those kids are going to leave the hometown.
Why would they?
Yeah, they wouldn't. They're heroes.
Right.
Yeah, so they're just going to be at the bar, in their 50s and getting free drinks still.
Listen, they're from Binghamton. They're going to be in the bars at 14.
Right, that's true. I wasn't, but most everybody was, yeah.
You're also a vegan because
That's
you care a lot about animals and animal rights.
Yeah, I'm a sensitive guy. It's not for everybody. I understand. To each their own.
Right.
It works for me. I'm not one of those sanctimonious vegans where it's I try to push my beliefs on other people.
No.
But it works for me.
And you're also a big fan of monogamy.
That's also very true. Yes, I'm a relationship guy. I'm not a guy that hooks up a lot, sleeps around.
You like stability.
Maybe I should be, but teach their own. Like I said.
Right.
Yeah.
So it leads me to my first question.
Yeah.
Who did you vote for, and why was it Trump?
I come from a conservative family. I did vote for Biden. They would not be happy to hear that.
Oh.
But I'm a little, to my family, I'm basically AOC. But in New York, I'm like a centrist.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Oh, up there you are a Puerto Rican woman. Right. In Binghamton, you are my Bramante Puerto Rican woman.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Bramante's probably the most ethnic name from your town.
Well, there's a lot of Italians from my hometown. So
really?
In Endicott, it's a big Italian scene. There's a lot of mom and pop Italian restaurants.
Okay.
But great Italian food. Honestly, probably better than the city.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to have people calling in.
We're going to have people calling. A little controversy.
That's controversial.
But great pizza, great homegrown Italian food, families. It's
really?
The whole deal. Yeah.
Okay.
And so Bramante, Italian name.
Right.
I don't really look Italian. I guess there's kind of DiStefano. I kind of look like Chris DiStefano a
you
little
do.
bit. But he's Italian, but you might think I got the German looks, I think.
Well, he is German. He did 23andMe, came out German kid.
Oh, got it. Well, so we're very similar then.
Did you take 23andMe?
I didn't, but my mom's side is all German, and my dad's side is Italian, I guess. So I guess I'm 50-50, but I could have some other stuff sprinkled in there.
Because let's also be honest.
Yeah.
Your parents' conservative kids, also Cortland kids.
Cortland kids.
Shout out Cortland.
Went to the same college you did. So my dad was I believe a senior or a fifth-year senior, and my mom was a freshman. And,
So your dad couldn't pull.
Well, here's what I think happened. He's the captain of the football team. Right?
Really?
Yeah, she's, probably the hottest incoming freshman. And,
Most likely.
And he, I'm blessed with good genes, So
You do have good genes.
That's where it comes from. I come from a long line of jaw lines, whatever. You see my grandpa, the guy's got a chiseled jaw.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, I'm lucky. I don't know.
And isn't your dad from the island, from Long Island?
My mom is from Long Island.
Your mom's from Long Island.
So from Syosset, Long
Oh,
Island.
that's where I'm from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So she's from Syosset. My dad's from Newark, New York, which is a little farther upstate.
Newark?
Newark, New York. Not Newark, New Jersey.
Right.
Newark, New York.
Oh, I didn't even know that's a place.
Yeah. So he was a senior. She was a freshman. Then they started dating. I think he fell in love again. That's in the genes. He
Gay.
fell in love immediately. He goes away. I think he plays like semi-pro football or something for a couple weeks, and he's like, "Screw this!" And he comes back to Cortland to be a grad assistant because my mom's there.
Yeah, that's not good professional aspirations. It all makes sense how you ended up in Endicott.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but he ended up being a teacher and a coach. My mom, the same thing. He was a football coach in the area.
I would imagine.
Then athletic director at Maine Endwell, the school that won those kids.
Oh, athletic director.
Athletic director at Maine Endwell.
Right.
Yeah.
And were you a sports kid?
I was a sports
You
kid.
were a sports kid.
I was, yeah. I played basketball, played baseball.
Really?
I was always like, there's not a lot of talent in that area, but I was, always like the best athlete in my class.
Okay.
But it's not saying much.
How many kids you graduate with?
300.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
But yeah. So, but probably like the worst basketball league in the country.
What class is Endicott?
Endicott was AA, so it was like the best.
Yeah. So that's
yeah. But I wasn't like I was always good, and then I finally did well like my senior year in both sports. But it was like a confidence thing, like
with you,
with me,
you a confidence problem? No,
it's been a theme throughout my entire life where like it takes me a while to get confident. Yeah,
no football.
No football. My dad actually didn't want me to play football.
Really? Is he a concussion guy?
He's not. He has like injuries from it, but he just knew from like a young age, from me at a young age, me wanting to play. He's like, no, just play.
He was like,
sports.
you're not gonna make it.
Yeah. He's like, you don't have the mentality.
He's like, there's fall track, there's winter track, there's spring track.
He knew I was soft. He knew I wasn't gonna make it out there.
Well, yeah, he knew you were gonna be a vegan.
Yeah, exactly.
How did he take that news?
He still jokes about it.
Yeah, he's gonna joke about it forever.
Yeah. He's a meat and potatoes guy. He calls me granola. You know what I mean? And he's always like, he jokes when I go home now, because my mom, she caters to me and she'll make me whole spreads. And he's like, I used to eat good when you came home, but now it's like, I'm eating birdseed.
And now I'm fucking voting for Biden.
Yeah, right, exactly.
What's your mom's opinion going from Syosset to Binghamton? That's a big change. That's a big cultural change.
That's a change. There's not a lot of Long Island in her left until we go visit our cousins in Long Island and her sister.
Yeah.
Then she's breaking out the Long Island.
Do they live in Syosset?
They still live, not in Syosset anymore, but in Long Island still. Yeah.
Okay, they're there.
They're there.
Okay.
Yeah. But when my mom goes back and sees her sister, Long Island accent's coming out.
Oh, because do you think it's for her in her head? She's like, I got to talk down to them or up to them? I don't know.
I think she just doesn't want to. I think she wants to keep up the image that she's still like the way she was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's so tough to do. I mean, when I think of Binghamton, first thing, because all my friends went to SUNY Binghamton.
Right.
None of them listen to this, so they're not that good of friends. But whenever you got off the exit to go to Binghamton, something city, Diamond City, Johnson City, maybe
Johnson City,
Texas Roadhouse, right off the exit. And that in my head, I was like, that's always Binghamton.
That's Binghamton. Cracker Barrel, same. There's
Cracker Barrel right near the movies.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and also right near Applebee's. Me and my daddy ate that Applebee's.
Yeah, great. Exactly.
Pretty good Applebee's.
Great Applebee's.
Yeah, good boneless wings.
Yeah, I mean that's the name of the game in Binghamton, right there. You got it pegged.
I was going to Binghamton for a parade day.
Yep. Okay.
Big day. My buddy at the time was dating this girl who's from the Binghamton area, not from. I don't think from Endicott. We'll have to check.
Well, we'll have to check.
We'll have to check. Someone call it and find out. I'm not going to say her name, but we're driving and we're heading down whatever that highway is.
Yeah.
And the movie Cracker Barrel.
Yep.
On our right. And I said, "Oh, Cracker Barrel. I love the Cracker Barrel here." She's like, "Oh yeah, I go there all the time." I was like, yeah, and who goes to the movie theater here? I mean, you're from Binghamton. Do you even have money for the movies? And she was like, I got hit by a car in front of that movie theater.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, what does that
have to do with anything?
What does that have to do with what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you just ruined the vibes.
Yeah, that's it. Buzzkill.
Buzzkill.
Tell you what, pretty good movie theater.
Is it a good movie theater?
Yeah, it's got nice, reclining chairs. They've revamped it.
All right.
When I go home, I go to that movie theater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Binghamton has never wowed me.
Well, there's nothing there to wow you with. The university is like the thing, like that keeps the economy alive. But like,
well, of course,
like everything else, like the prices are like they haven't increased since 1987. Is that fact? Yeah, it's like going back in time.
Well, yeah. I mean, they don't know how to use computers there.
No, they don't. Is the sound cool? I don't know. You were looking at that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm just always looking. I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at the thing. I'm looking at you. I don't know what's going on.
You got intense eyes, and it was getting me nervous.
No, we're good. Mike, step up your confidence, all right? There's no way you could have played football.
All right, I'm working on it.
I go to Binghamton. I go to JT's.
JT's great spot.
Great spot?
Yeah, State Street. Binghamton is fun.
Binghamton, fun time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this is making fun of the Binghamton kids, SUNY Binghamton kids, not a reflection on the Binghamton population.
Right.
They suck at partying.
No, they're not good.
They're not good.
No. Well, it's a bunch of, isn't it? It's a bunch of kids from Long Island.
They're nerds.
They're nerds.
Bunch of fucking nerds.
They're nerds.
They're like throwing TVs out of windows, and they're thinking, that's a party.
They think that's a party.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
But Cortland, pretty good partiers.
It's all they have.
And they party like they don't have anything else.
Well, because they don't. They know they have 4 years to make themselves a legend, and if they don't, they really die.
Right. Like, what's most of your friends from college doing at this point?
Oh, they're not doing well. None of them do well. I have a friend who's a part-time mascot for the Islanders.
Right.
I have a part-time. He didn't even get the full-time spot.
Part-time mascot. That's a job.
That's part-time mascot, and he can't do in arena. Wait, this was before COVID. He can't do in arena. He has to do like neighborhood activities, like community activities. So he doesn't even get the main spot as mascot.
He doesn't get the stage time.
It doesn't get no. He's still working his way up the mascot ladder.
That's hilarious.
And then I have a friend who's he's a welder. He's a welder on the border of the U.S.-Mexico border.
Okay.
Right over there.
Yeah.
And then just a bunch of teachers.
Yeah.
And they don't.
Yeah, a lot of teachers. Well, it's a teacher factory, Cortland.
It's so weird because like they all do coke. And then, like, they'll do a line of coke and be like, I got to make a board for my first graders tomorrow.
Well,
it's
like
what?
Teachers are degenerates, okay?
Degenerates.
Like, they party more than anybody. It's probably because it's, like, it's this Cortland system.
It's a whole... They pay nothing for their education.
Right.
Then they get summers off.
Right.
And they still treat their job like they're a Navy SEAL. No one... Teachers have the confidence you lack.
That's true. They do. Teachers are extremely confident.
I mean, I've gone off on teachers on this pod.
Yeah,
you know my stance on teachers.
I know your stance on teachers. I come from line of teachers. My sister's a teacher. We got it,
And both of us do not respect teachers in the slightest. No. And May. We've gone off.
Right.
Me and May went off.
My mom, I will say, like, back in her day, she told me that, like, she had 3 options, right? Teacher, secretary, or nurse.
Yeah.
So, like, now we got a million options or whatever.
And should we? That's what Mike's trying to get at.
Yeah. So, like, keep it to a few options. People can't decide to go be an artist or whatever and then, live in poverty. Right?
No. Well, I mean, no one in Cortland. There is an art.
Right.
I think there's an art. I mean, there's art education, obviously, and I think there's an art meet, but it's like.
But I like, I have empathy for my mom back in the day because she had no other option. She's like, teacher seems like a good option out of those 3.
Kind of different back then.
Yeah.
But is your mom a big, teaching?
No.
Is she a big, teaching's a hard job?
No. I think my parents were, like, all good teachers, and, like, they cared about people, and they cared about the kids, and, they enjoyed it.
They enjoyed it. But they didn't treat... I have a cousin who's a teacher, and she was like, there's no way you could be a teacher. And I said,
they're not like that
don't
at
insult
all.
my intelligence, because yes, I can.
No, they're not like that at all. They know it's not rocket science.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Then I love that.
Yeah, it's great. They know what it is.
They know what it is. Listen, you wanted summers off. You didn't want to
Summers
work
off,
a week.
nice thing.
The Christmas and New Year's week.
Right.
You didn't want to work President's Week. I get it.
It's pretty nice.
It's nice.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But nothing bothers me more than someone that's a teacher who bitches about their job and then will say, and we get paid nothing.
Right.
First off, they do. They get paid well.
Yeah, and especially in New York, you get good benefits.
Great benefits.
Yeah.
And no one, it wasn't a job field where you went in and said, I should be making.
Right, well, you're going to be making Wall Street money. It's not what's happening.
You're teaching colors. Let's call it what it is. You're teaching colors.
That's true. Colors and arithmetic,
You know who the dumbest teachers are?
The ones who go into physics or something like that? Because that's hard.
That's so hard.
So why are you doing that?
Why are you doing for the same pay as a gym teacher?
Yeah, gym teacher is the way to go.
Gym teachers are the smartest teachers in a high school.
That's nothing. You're doing less there.
No, floor spots. That's the hardest part of a gym teacher's year is assigning floor spots.
That's it. Why wouldn't you be a gym teacher?
Especially when your dad came up as a gym teacher, you could call that kid gay. You could
it was going.
Go up to the black kid. Why aren't you playing basketball? And no one asked anything.
That was going on.
Right.
When I was in school. Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. Yeah.
Right. That teacher.
That teacher's smart though.
That guy's thinking of something. His physics teacher.
Easy life. Physics. I don't know what.
No.
That's difficult.
And you were now.
Yeah.
You're from a kid from Endicott, New York.
That's right. Yeah.
Where my friend is actually a state trooper. Shout out Connor Everett. He might listen to this.
I don't know him, but
he's from Horseheads.
Horseheads. We used to play them in sports. Yeah.
Yeah, they're real trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just got a Peloton, but he also drinks Mike's Hard Tall Boys. So that's a whole with our fucking tax dollars.
Right.
So we're gonna have to change that, Connor. But where was I going with this? Oh, you ended up Notre Dame kid.
Right. That's right.
Now that's wild.
Well, so I worked really hard at academics. It was part of it's just the OCD thing. I had to know every answer.
Right.
I overstudied. I overprepared. I was a bookworm.
Right. Democrat.
Right. And I actually always wanted to go there. And I had a goal when I was a kid. I was like, this is my goal. I want to go there. I know it's kind of a long shot. But I worked really hard. I got good grades and I got lucky. So I ended up there.
Yeah, it's never luck.
Well, luck. But they don't accept many kids, and
that's true.
So who knows? But I was just a fan of the, not the best reason to choose a college, but I was a fan of the football team because my dad was a fan of the football team, and I grew up liking the school. And we went to a couple games growing up, and I was like, I want to go there.
Listen, you could be a fan of Stanford's football team and be like, I want to go for the football.
Right.
Listen, you went to Stanford. You went to Notre Dame. It's a good school.
Yeah, it's a great school.
Good school. Was your dream I want to play basketball there? And then you were a senior and you're
clearly not good enough.
Right.
I mean, I could have played D3 somewhere,
Yeah.
But I'd rather just go to school, go to a good school,
right.
and have that experience.
And now, because a lot of my friends, good lacrosse players, they would go to D1 visitations.
Right.
When they went to Notre Dame, it was everyone's least favorite visit.
Why is that?
The whole, and I could be wrong, this is coming secondhand from them.
Yeah.
The whole boy dorm, girl dorm,
right.
There's a religious person in the dorm. And
yeah, that's all very true.
No one talks about how religious Notre Dame is.
It's Catholic school through and through. There's priests in every dorm. But I wouldn't say it's overbearing. There's people from all backgrounds there. But there is the boy-girl dorm thing, and there's this thing called parietals where you can't have the opposite sex in the room past a certain hour. It was 11 p.m. on weekdays and 2 on weekends or something like that. But it depended on the dorm because some priests and some people were more dorms were more strict than others. The guy at our dorm was on the first floor, never left, and people were doing whatever they wanted. It kind of, but you could get a really strict dorm where they were watching you.
Now, was it?
It wasn't like bed checks, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't like a military school.
No.
Right. Now, it was a priest who would be your RA?
So there was RAs, but there was also a priest in the dorm, and there was mass in the dorm if you wanted to go.
Really?
Yeah.
They had a chapel and everything set up?
Yeah, a small little chapel in the dorm.
Oh.
So yeah, very very religious. And I grew up Catholic, but
is it? It's Catholic.
It's Catholic. It's a Roman Catholic school. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you had to take classes.
We had to take some theology classes. I think there was 2 that were required. But again, I think it depends, but it wasn't as an overbearing as an experience as maybe some of your friends said. But
I mean, they went for what, 1 night, 2 nights.
Right. I actually enjoyed the same-sex dorms because they didn't have frats, and it was you kind of bonded with your friends in the dorm. Like I got friends that I lived with in the same hallway, that are my friends for life now.
Right.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, college dropout, not a bad thing to be.
Well, yeah. Some people say yes, and others, Mark Zuckerberg.
Right. Well, Mark Zuckerberg, LeBron James, whatever. Like, there's people that are successful.
There's people that are successful, right?
Yeah.
So, and where did Mark Zuckerberg go?
Harvard. Right. If you drop out of Harvard, that's cool.
That's so cool.
Because you got into Harvard and you're like, I don't need this.
Right.
Right. So you're guaranteed to be successful, I think. That's the move.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I like your this is where you're confident?
No, I just think that this is like college did you get smarter in college?
No, I got worse.
You got worse.
I got dumber. I got significantly dumber.
So then you pay a lot to get dumber, but but the way society's set up, you got to have a degree to get jobs, so I get that. I understand that. But if you can make it without going to college, I am all for that.
Yeah, I mean, now that I did it, I mean, I had great grades in high school from one of the best high schools in the country, Syosset.
Yeah, right.
And all I could afford was Cortland. But my parents never went to college, so they're like, no, a college degree is a college degree.
That's true.
No. Yeah. I mean, it's just, I went to Cortland. Now I have no connections. My friend's the mascot for the Islanders. You compared, I got my current job at a hedge fund for my buddy who I met at open mics and went to Harvard.
Right.
It's like...
Right, but now you're in the city and you're making connections that way.
Yeah, I met you, Notre Dame kid.
Right.
Sports agent. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, right. That's true. I mean,
comedy led to more doors opening than...
Absolutely, yeah. And that's the thing about people of all sorts of professions and whatever are doing comedy, and you meet people and you get to know them. I mean,
right?
Yeah.
I got my apartment from a guy who owns his own real estate company. I didn't get the apartment, but he helped. Shout out Mayhol.
Great
You're
guy.
Friends with Mayhol.
I'm friends with Mayhol. I got drinks with him the other day.
I got drinks with him yesterday.
Yeah, and look at that. And then we're here today. I mean, I think it's all meant to be.
I mean, it's all meant to be.
Yeah, right.
Now let me ask you a question on this, because you are a big sports kid.
That's right. Yeah.
What is your stance on Deshaun Watson? What's your stance on Colin Kaepernick taking a knee?
Colin Kaepernick, listen, you're allowed to protest peacefully. I think, now it's like, okay, we should have let him do that because, then there's people protesting not so peacefully.
That's what it is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's your dad coming out.
That's my dad in my ear right there. He didn't like Colin Kaepernick, but I'm like, hey, listen, he's taking a knee. It's not a big deal.
No,
He's raising awareness for, an issue.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Deshaun Watson, so he's accused of a lot of sexual assaults, right? I don't know the details on the story, but there's a lot of women coming forward, right?
I don't know all the details. I did brief. Listen, if you're not Bitcoin, I just don't care.
Right.
But so I did some research, and apparently he would go to like massage parlors.
Okay.
Get the masseuse, but like high-end massage parlors, not like a Robert Kraft situation. And he'd get the masseuse's number, and then be like, "Hey, why don't you come over? I'll give you $1,000.
Right.
And you gotta give me a happy ending."
Got it.
But then the women would like send nudes to him, like it was all.
So, so everyone knew the deal.
I mean,
you don't know, I guess. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. He's an NFL superstar.
Right. So why are people coming out now?
I mean, it's because you could take advantage of like a financial advantage, I think.
Right. Some sort of extortion, maybe. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with these things. I mean, we weren't in the room. We don't know. But,
it could be creepy, but like...
Yeah. There's some gray area. Could be. But
right.
Yeah.
I mean, and my thing is, and you, did you work directly with athletes?
No, so I was more on like the team league side, doing business deals, media sponsorship deals for those entities.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But like, what's a player's like? Because Deshaun Watson's been a superstar since middle school, let's say.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
He's probably gotten every girl he's wanted. Yeah. He could probably still get any girl he's wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Why are you offering $1,000?
That's where you're going wrong, because you don't have to do that.
You're leaving a digital and paper trail,
right?
Where people could go back and find all this.
There's no reason to be doing that. You're right. I mean, he's a superstar, Heisman Trophy winner, I think, right? Good-looking guy.
So. I think he won the Heisman.
I mean, even national championship.
Call us in if he didn't.
Yeah, right? But, I mean, the guy's got it all. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what did Charlie Sheen say about, like, the women he paid? He's like, I don't pay him to have sex. I pay him to leave.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
So, like, that was his thing, is he doesn't want to deal with any aftermath. So that was it.
Yeah, but it seems like Deshaun Watson's paying you to athletes confuse me.
They're confused. Well, I don't know. There's something wrong psychologically with them, because you're right. Like, especially today's day and age, you grow up, like, everything's given to you.
Right.
You're catered to.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, growing up that way has to change your psychology. And you can feel like you can get away with anything. And, yeah, you make stupid decisions.
Yeah, I mean, because I guess they didn't have money. And now they do have money, and but like, why
I don't know. I can't rationalize.
I get the drugs. Like, when someone gets caught with a bunch of drugs, I'm like, okay, like, I get that,
right?
Because you can't just get drugs. Because people, well, I guess you can
probably get drugs, right? Just go down the. I mean, I don't know. I've never.
My brain exploded as I was. Right. Oh yeah, no, you 0%. You're a drug kid.
No, not at all.
No,
I'd be the type of guy that would die at taking his first line of cocaine. You know, that would happen to me.
Yeah, because you're not a big drinker.
Not a big drinker. Yeah, I will have a drink every now and then, but yeah, I never done a drug, and I drink very sparingly. Yeah. But which makes me a really fun guy. You know, I'm a fun guy. I'm a vegan. I don't really drink.
You went to a Catholic school?
Went to a Catholic school. It makes me very dateable. You know what I mean?
Well, apparently not.
No, I'm kidding. It doesn't.
Well, didn't you become a vegan for your longtime girlfriend?
That's true. We went vegan together, and, I'm still vegan in case she changes her mind. But...
It's been like a year and a half.
No, it's
2 years.
Oh, it's been 2.5, 3 years.
That's such an expensive hobby to keep up.
No, I like I said, I like that. I just like the lifestyle, and it works for me. But I'll tell you what. Like, I go on dates, and sometimes I bring it up, and it can be a turnoff. It can be a turnoff to.
Can it be?
Yeah, because because you're going out when you're dating somebody. You're going out to eat.
Right.
You want to share in that experience with somebody. So if somebody's like not into it, then it could be a problem. But like, I feel like you should just be like open to it. Like, I wouldn't care if you like. I could date somebody who wasn't a vegan. You know what I mean? You're
saying that as a vegan,
right? But they might not want to date me. But I did go on a couple dates recently. Didn't work out. Okay. But she was like the hottest girl I've ever seen.
Really?
She was. Yeah.
The girl from the show, we did the governor's show.
It was one. Well, there was two. I'll tell you about. There was her, and then there was another one after that.
All right, she was. She was very attractive, Mike.
Yeah, she was a 10. She was a hard 10. Yeah. I would say. This other girl was like a 45. She was like the hottest girl I've ever seen.
45.
But what is interesting, both these girls, part of this new age, like Christianity, like Hillsong-y.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So more so the second girl who was like she's like looking for somebody to lead her through Christ, and I don't.
No way.
And I don't know what that means. But listen, I was like, I'm converting. All right, I'm sign me up. But like this new age Christianity.
Why? Yeah. Were they like alcoholics or drug addicts? And
I don't know, man. I mean, like I think there's this kind of like it's called Elevation Church. It's based in Charlotte, but it's kind of like this Justin Bieber Hillsong-y thing. But I think the reason they're attracting a lot of millennial types is there's no rules of like the Catholic Church. Like, you can have sex and relationship. It's more like this liberal Catholicism. And, listen, to each their own, like I said, and I respect people's beliefs, and I think it could be a good thing if you got to get a moral code from it and you get a sense of community.
Right.
But, like, I think it's a little bit of a culty thing, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a friend, lesbian. She's big into Elevation Church. I never knew what it was.
Yeah, me neither. Right until I went on a couple dates with these girls and I was looking into it.
So how quickly into the relationship did they bring up this?
Early on, very early on.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, which is a good thing. Like I watched we were showing each other videos one day. The girl you saw on the governor's stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She would. I mean, listen, and
I don't think your dad would have been happy you brought her home, but let me tell you.
Well, that's kind of my type, you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Right.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, she showed me like Chris DiStefano's 9/11 video, you know, like, and I was like, oh,
really?
Like this girl,
okay.
She likes comedy. This
That's
is a good sign. Then she showed me like a sermon of, you know, this Elevation Church, and so she was sharing it with me, whatever.
Okay.
And then, but then that didn't end up working out because she was like an adrenaline junkie. She likes jumping out of planes and stuff, and she's like, "You're a huge pussy," so like, you know, it's not gonna work out. And I was like, "You're right, you know, it's not."
You couldn't just meet her on the bottom?
Listen, that's what I said. I was like, "I'll be right by your side, standing safely on the ground."
Right? Isn't the whole thing you pray for her to land safely?
Right. Look, go do you. Like, go jump out of a plane. Do I have to do it?
I never understood that.
Yeah. Look, plus, like, how often are you doing that? You know what I mean? Like,
you have to be the determinant.
That's right. Like, we can. First of all, I think opposites attract, and I think it's a nice thing to have a little balance. So if she's wild and I'm, safe and cautious, we balance each other out a little bit.
I agree.
Yeah. So I was into it. I was really into it, and I was hurt. You know, I only went on a couple dates, but I was like, this is my wife. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I know she bought a ticket to watch you do stand up in a bullshit show.
Exactly. And I think actually, you know, she kind of like ended things the next week. I thought the show went well, but maybe not. I don't know.
No, you had a good set, but Max did better.
Yeah, he did. Well, Max crushed that night.
Max crushed.
Yeah, so she probably saw Max and was like, well, he's not as good as him. So
yeah, now she's with Max.
Max has been dating her.
Max or Maxine, we don't know today.
But we don't know. Max, I produce a show with Max. We do a lot of stuff together,
yeah. So that was 10 out of 10, girl.
That was 10 out of 10, yep.
Is Max back in the city?
He just moved. He's moving back Monday.
Oh, okay, so I'll ask him to do.
You'll have to get him on the
guest
pod.
On here.
Yeah.
And then 45 out of 10. Now what happened there?
Okay, so we matched on Hinge, went on a date the first night.
I'm going to go step by step.
Okay.
Matched on Hinge. Who matched first? Like, who was the matching?
I sent her a like, and then she sent a like back.
You liked the picture?
Liked a picture. I believe I might have said something. Oh, I said something like, I would try to come up with a witty, clever response.
You're a witty guy.
Yeah, so that's what I did. She responds back. Conversation's going. So I was like, I'm kind of going to go for it here. A little bit of small talk, then just go for it, because you can't. You can't. So I was like, is it weird to, want to grab a drink tonight? She was in. Grabbed drinks the first night.
All right.
3 hours of drinks. Goes by in like 30 minutes. Phenomenal date.
It's fantastic.
Phenomenal date.
Where'd you go?
Easy conversation. We went to Ampersand near me. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's all over my Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have no idea why.
It's a good spot. Good date spot.
Okay.
A little pricey, but
it's the city.
It's the city. So that was fun. Next day, so she's a vegan. We bond over a lot of things.
There we go.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh wow, like this is big for me. Like finally, this is paying off. Right. So then the next night we get a vegan dinner. Back-to-back nights.
Back-to-back nights?
Back-to-back nights.
What is it with you doing back-to-back events with girls? You love that.
I do, and that's not a smart move. Because you got to play a little hard to get, and I think it might be what it is.
Yeah, that might be why you're single.
I get too excited, and I go all into it's not good. All right, it's on me. It's on me.
And you're growing.
Right, I'm growing. I'm learning.
You're growing and you're learning.
Right, but you have to be aloof. You have to be like, the second one I was a little better. I was going to wait for her to text me.
Good.
She was the one initiating, texting, calling. I did ask for the second date immediately, which probably not a good sign.
Yeah, well.
But we had a great weekend together, And then later that week, she's texting me and calling me. I think it's going well.
Okay.
And then she calls me one day and is like, I really need to be with somebody who's like aligned, on this Christianity thing. And I was like, all right, I'll convert. Yes.
You convert to Hillsong? Right. You'll learn the guitar? Right. What's converting to Hillsong?
Look, she probably wants to meet somebody at the church. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's a literal cult.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Like these priests, like they're wearing bomber jackets and
they're hot.
They're doing, they got fade haircuts and they're wearing they're essentially me, okay? But they're up there like they dress like me.
But they got confidence.
They got confidence. They essentially do stand up for 2 hours and they call it a sermon. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. And they're putting up IG clips of their sermons.
True.
And this guy who started Elevation Church is worth like $60 million.
Dude, the Hillsong guy. Well, I think he's canceled now, the Hillsong guy or something. But yeah, dude, there's Joel Osteen is worth how much?
Like, wouldn't you look at that and be like, they're making money off of us? Like, this is a ruse. No?
I mean,
I get it though.
That's just I mean, I'm anti-religion altogether. I will say that asterisk there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a business. Like, let's just call it what it
is.
Right.
It's a
you
business.
don't pay taxes on any of this. Yeah. So it's not income tax. It's not federally taxed. It's not state tax.
Right.
You don't pay for the buildings tax.
And you're hiding under the guise of religion. And tell you what, a lot of good-looking people in these churches.
The thing is, good-looking people are stupid. So you could convince them, like, yeah, Jesus is sick.
Right.
I play the guitar and I have an earring, you dumb fuck. Come on, I rented out the PlayStation Theater.
Right.
Isn't that where the Hillsong Church is? The PlayStation Theater?
Something like that, yeah. And so, like, they're like these mega church deals. They're stadiums. And these guys are doing stand-up.
They don't even have to be funny.
They don't have to be funny because it's not presented as stand-up. So their jokes per minute are atrocious. But they throw in a joke every 15 minutes, and it's a hacky joke, but the place goes crazy.
And the whole thing is, you're going by the Bible. Listen, babe, the Bible hasn't changed in 2,000 years. So you're just telling the same fucking stories.
That's it. It's right there. But here's the thing: is like I also will say, to play devil's advocate a little bit. Like, I think people want a sense of community, and I think there can be very positive things that come from, talking about treating others well, helping the disenfranchised, like whatever. Like, I think like this girl did a lot of charity work, a lot of service. Like, she has a very good heart. Like, that's all great. That's all positive stuff. And if you get that through, believing in a higher power, there's worse things in the world.
Of course. I'm a big, like, if you're a drug addict or you're a prisoner and you convert to Islam or Christian, like, good.
Yeah, good.
Because you're helping yourself.
Yeah.
But once you start pushing on me, come on.
Well, that's the thing, too. Again, it's like kind of like the adrenaline junkie thing, or like you need somebody who's going to lead you through Christ. Like, shouldn't you be open to what other people are about?
Isn't that one of the teachings of Christ?
Right. Like, yeah, I don't have to be exactly what you are, but I'm open to your lifestyle. And I treat everybody the same no matter what they are.
Right.
So to me, it's a little, short-sighted.
Were you a big Sunday school kid?
No, so I went to public school, and then we did go to Sunday, like Mass, every weekend, which, again, like, it wasn't an overbearing thing, but it was more of a sense of community, and, it was a nice thing, actually. I think it was a good thing growing up to do that type of thing.
Okay.
And I did do, like, a little bit of Sunday school, I guess, when I was younger after Mass sometimes, but I don't know anything about religion anymore. Like, even though I went to Notre Dame and
it's changed so much.
Yeah. Right. But I don't know anything about the Bible. I've never read it, so I don't know.
I don't know. I was a big Sunday school guy. My Sunday school gave us bagels, and I would have 2 bagels every Sunday school. I mean, we've seen the pictures. But I was a big, like, I just wanted to understand what they were saying, because, like, I was 8, 9, and I was like, wait.
You were skeptical even then.
It was like I just needed explanation.
Yeah.
And they're like, Noah got every animal. I was like, oh, so he got like every dog? And the teacher was like, no, he got 2 dogs. I was like, but there's like 70 types of dogs.
Right. So you're talking about Noah's Ark?
Well, I was like, I was using Noah's Ark as an example. And she was like, yeah, well, he had 2. Right. And then from the 2 came all, and I was like, no, but dogs came from wolves.
Yeah, so it doesn't make
any sense. The teacher was like, he also had wolves. I was like, all right. I'm going to have to stop.
It's a little far-fetched.
Right now I'm starting, like, the wheels were turning.
That's where they're going wrong. So they're telling these far-fetched stories, and you're like, this doesn't make sense. And you're like, are you supposed to take it literally, or is it a metaphor? I don't know.
I'm 9.
Yeah, right. Well, you're 9.
I'm 9. Yeah. There's jelly on this bagel, which I didn't even know you could do. And now you're telling me there's dogs and wolves and...
First of all, where's like the dinosaurs? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, dinosaurs weren't even
before that?
Yeah, they were...
So explain to me this one. So dinosaurs exist long before Jesus and all that.
Right.
So did God create the dinosaurs and then wait 265 million years to create Jesus?
According to the Bible, no. But according to Elevation, I don't know.
Right. But so what is, according to the Bible, where did dinosaurs
According
come
to
in?
the Bible, there were no dinosaurs. It started with Adam and Eve.
So
it started with Adam technically, then Eve was made out of the rib of Adam, which is why women are always looked at in historical cultures as less than.
Right, because she ate the forbidden fruit and it's all her fault and whatever.
Right, so because she caused sin and she was also made from Adam, so she's already less than him.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So already to start off, cancel Catholicism.
Cancel it. Yeah.
Cancel.
Hey, I think you got a point right there. Why not cancel Catholicism?
Sorry. And also, like, because I'm Russian Orthodox.
Okay.
That's how I was raised. And I don't know how familiar you are with the story of Jesus, but when he was hung on the cross, there was a man next to him. There were two people next to him, two thieves.
Okay.
One guy said he was sorry for his sins. Other guy said he wasn't sorry. The guy who was sorry went to heaven. The guy who didn't went to hell.
Okay.
So on the Russian Orthodox church cross, there's like a slanted line to symbol these two people.
Okay.
And then Jesus died.
Right.
Resurrected. We have Easter. And then I never understood how the story ended. They would always tell us about the two thieves. And I was like,
you don't know what happens to them afterwards?
No, but then and they were like, then Jesus dies and comes back.
So what does he do when he comes back? We don't know. Has he come back? We don't know.
I mean, there's a few people on my block that say that they're him.
They could be. Maybe they are.
Right. 2,000 years ago, first of all, what no one talks about, I think there were 13 people going around saying they were Jesus back then.
Well, so that's the thing is it's not that long ago.
2,000, well, I mean, it was, Mike.
Well, but in the grand scheme of things, like how old is the earth?
Yeah, but you have to go by the Bible.
You got to go, well, well, that's where you're losing me. Because
it's like Adam and Eve.
The timeline just doesn't check out.
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought of this.
You know what I mean? That's what I never understood. Like I used to try to do this bit about dinosaurs and like, reconciling that with God and like the timeline, I'm not buying it. The timeline doesn't make sense to me. Explain it to me.
Yeah, because you have Adam and Eve.
You got Adam and Eve.
And then we go into the Egyptians in the Old Testament, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then Romans. Yeah, because Jesus was during the Roman Empire.
Explain it to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot and I'm missing something.
What's going on,
Mom? Mrs. Happel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know.
Well, my mom was the big religious one. My dad, he's a Catholic kid. My mom's the Russian Orthodox.
Okay, but Russian Orthodox, that's under Christianity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, from my understanding, is that the Byzantine Empire didn't want the Roman, two separate empires.
Yeah.
The Byzantine Empire didn't want the Pope because the Pope basically ran the Roman Empire.
Okay.
They were like, nah, fuck the Pope. And so they were like, we're going to, Christianity's still, sick.
Yeah.
But we got our own dude, and we're going to run our shit. So that's why the Greeks, Armenians, Russians, Serbians.
Spin-off.
Yeah, they all have their own orthodoxies.
Yeah. Oh, got it.
Because they're like, nah, we just don't like the Pope. He could go fuck himself.
Right. Okay.
Which, why? I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But we have our own calendar. So next Sunday is Easter. My Easter is not till May 4th.
Interesting.
I can't tell you why.
Who knows, man? I don't know.
I never understood it, but I was forced to go every week, and I'm like, but none of this makes sense.
Do you think it was a good thing for you to do the Sunday school thing growing up?
I was like, well, what are we doing?
You were already out.
Well, I mean, because you go to regular school, they're teaching you science, and I got to hear about this fucking bullshit story about a guy getting ostriches on a boat.
Right.
I'm like, what's going on? Who's right here?
Right, so you got science versus mythology, and you're like, this doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but do you think it taught you any good values or anything like that?
I would say sports taught me more values than... Because if you want to go by the values of the Bible, I'm a bit... I do a lot of research into this because I wanted to do it for bits.
Right,
but I just had no ways to make jokes about it. According to the Bible, eating shellfish is a sin.
See, none of that stuff makes any sense.
Nothing with scales or... nothing without gills and with scales should be consumed. I forgot what verse that is. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about it.
If a woman gets in between her husband and another man fighting and grabs onto his penis, her hand must be cut off. That's another thing in the Bible.
Well, I don't even know where they're coming up with that scenario, but that's...
It sounds like they were in the writer's room.
The Bible had a writer's room.
The Bible had 1,000%.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And they're like, all right, we got two people fighting. Or they were doing like Mad Libs. Like they had religious Mad Libs.
They're setting up scenarios.
We need a family member. Wife. Okay, a wife gets between her and two men.
And what happens if she grabs his penis?
Her hand gets cut. We need a verb. Cut. Good. Cut.
And now people are taking it as gospel. Literally.
And now, the whole southern part of the world's strongest nation is like, now we got to go by, except for like a couple of them.
Right. I want to know who was in the Bible's writer's room.
We're going to cut off wives' hands. Well, we can't follow that rule. Gays are evil.
Right. We're gonna.
All right.
You're onto something there.
You're onto something there. We can't eat lobster. Well, I mean, what are we doing?
It's all over the map.
It's all over the map. Yeah. That's why it's just like...
exactly.
It's like, what are we doing here?
I don't know what we're doing. Yeah. But I still might convert because these, I'll tell you what, these women at this church smoke.
You got to show me a picture of this girl.
I will. I'll show you afterwards, yeah.
Yeah. I should have turned that light off and back if you...
Oh, should we turn it
off now?
We're too far gone.
We're too far gone.
It's a sunk cost.
We'll learn next time.
Yeah.
So she was just like, I have to find someone in this.
Yeah, and I was disappointed.
All right.
But at the same time, I'm not going to be somebody who I'm not. You know what I mean?
But like, why even go out with you?
That's what I mean. Like, shouldn't you be on like Christian Mingle? You're on Hinge.
But you have to be in this specific church, or can you just be Christian?
I think just like, you just have to be a man of Christ.
Did you watch Last Chance U?
I saw the first episode of the basketball team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it all, but I gotta...
I'm going to drop it. I don't want to spoil anything for you. It's good.
Yeah. I like the first episode. That coach is wild.
I was going to get... That's where I was headed. Keep watching. I won't get into it.
Yeah.
And then what was I going to say? Oh, I did date a vegan, and I did find it difficult. That's what I wanted to say 20 minutes ago.
Right. Did you go to... Yeah, I think we were talking about this one time. You went to some vegan places, right?
So, first date, I forgot. Oh, we went to a movie.
Okay.
And then we went to Van Leeuwen because she's...
Right. Well, that has both.
Vegan. And it does have both.
Yeah.
And then the next date, I was like, okay, do you want to go to this Italian restaurant? And she was like, I can't have the pasta because it has egg and I can't get...
So like, then exactly. So that you start to realize how difficult this is going to be.
Right. So we went on 3 dates. We went to Van Leeuwen 3 times. Listen, I was giving you all these options, and she couldn't have oysters. She couldn't go to get sushi. Yeah. So I was like, listen, babe, here's Van Leeuwen, and what are we doing here?
Yeah, I know. And I got some places that have both. I go out to eat with friends, and a lot of them are, they cater to me, and we go to a lot of vegan places, and they make fun of me for it.
That's what it is.
But I also go to places that have both. And, I'm flexible. Most places have options now anyways, so you can find something at most places. But yeah, it's a difficult thing. And, that's why I'm single and I'll be alone for the rest of my life.
It has nothing to do with the confidence.
Right.
That's surprising to me that your thing is Latinas.
You're right, yeah. Uh-huh.
And you have no confidence. Because those are women.
They got a lot of confidence.
Is that the attraction there?
They got a lot of they got a lot of fire. They got a lot of confidence.
Right.
And I think that's the attraction. I like physically. I think I like the look. I like the olive skin. It's my type. Whatever. I had a joke one time, and I think you complimented me on this joke, and I was like, I got to keep this because Rich likes it. And it was like Hinge has you can set your preferences on ethnicity, and it's like sometimes the girls will say in their prompts like guess my nationality. I'm like, well, joke's on them because I already set my preferences to Hispanic. Just say I never got it wrong.
It's also like we see you.
Right. I guess they could be a little ambiguous, which I like too. Whatever. Sorry.
Right. Well, throw a fucking.
Listen, here's the thing. I'm a white guy. I'm very white.
You're the most white guy in the world.
Right. So I need some to balance me out. If I had a kid with a white girl, it would die of vitamin D deficiency. Okay? Well, yeah. I need some color to balance me out.
And that has nothing to do with the vegan lifestyle you're going to raise that kid.
That's part of it. This kid's getting no vitamin D.
Would you raise a kid? Where would you raise a family? This is as someone who lives in New York City.
Right.
You had a mom from Long Island, a dad from wherever the fuck New York is. Where would you raise a family?
That's a good question. I actually think New York for the first couple of years is great. I've heard this from people because you kind of got everything you need. But after that, private school, unless you have generational wealth.
Oh, like you're talking the city.
Yeah. Unless you have generational wealth, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
Because every year is $40,000, $50,000 since kindergarten.
Right. And that's the beginning.
Right. So you can't. You got to go to the suburbs.
Right.
And raise them that way. And I would send my kids to public school. I went to public school.
You came out fine.
So you find a good public school system somewhere in the suburbs. I'd like to be. I think I'm a Northeast guy. I'd like to be in New York's, close to the city.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But that's probably what I would do. I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, Long Island.
Yeah.
It's got to be Long Island. I mean, it matters where on Long Island.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also growing up here, I can't live.
No, you can't live anywhere else.
No.
I will say, where I grew up was great. It was a very small town America, suburbia, very idyllic, setting. People in their neighborhoods all friends. I got friends from life that I grew up down the street from, the parks down the block. We would go together, play basketball every day. Everyone had their doors unlocked. Besides my place, because I made sure it was locked.
Well, of course. Well, you're very nervous.
Right. I've always been nervous, and I don't know why, but it's...
Is your mom nervous?
My mom's very nervous. She's a worrier. So it's a combination of nature and nurture. But it's the OCD stuff, too, is it's an anxiety disorder. So, I was always worried about things happening from a very young age. My friend told me, I didn't even know he knew this, we used to walk home together. And as soon as he would depart to go to his house, I would just sprint home to my place.
Yeah, that's how you got so good at basketball.
Right. But he told me that a couple years ago, and he was he would just laugh at me sprinting home.
Well, what did you think? He didn't laugh at you?
I didn't know he saw. I thought I was being discreet.
There's nothing going on. The only kid running.
Sprinting home.
Yeah, it's not 100 people are outside.
No, it's the safest neighborhood in America.
Right.
Yeah. But that's just kind of how I always been wired. I mean, it's
you're used to a certain type of lifestyle.
Where I grew up, it's a little more, like I was saying, a little more authentic, very Italian heavy, but mom and pop, got a lot of character. It was small town suburbia. It was very simple life, very easy life. You could be a teacher and own a house, and that's your next 30 years of your life.
But could you go back to that pace of life?
I don't think
that's
so.
Probably.
I don't think I can.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's an easy life, and it might be a lot less stressful. But
it's boring.
It's boring.
So boring.
You get bored pretty quickly.
Oh my god! Which again, I mean, but you just have to be wired this way.
Right.
I get why someone would like it.
I have friends that have stayed home and they're married. They got kids. They got a house.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's what they're doing, and they're happy.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm not wired that way.
But do you think that's another thing?
Yeah.
This is something I always have talks, especially with Tom Luciano. Shout out Tom Luciano, friend of the program.
Yeah.
We always have talks about this. Are they happy?
I don't know.
Is society telling you that's what you have to do?
I think there's a lot of that. Is anybody happy though? Are we happy? We're not doing that, but are we happy?
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine too.
Not great,
yeah,
but I'm fine.
But yeah, it's life, right? But I think so. For women, right? They have it much harder.
Women have it much harder.
There's a biological clock, and you might not know that you want to have a family, but you got a short window to do it. So it's
right.
I got to do it, or else I can't have a family.
But is it really that short anymore with the freezing of eggs and?
That's true. It might be not. I mean, my sister's pregnant, gonna have her first kid. She's 39.
But here that's 39. Okay, maybe a little bit older, but that's not unheard of.
It's not unheard of. It's with modern medicine. It's probably close. She had to try right away after she got married to see if, got a couple years left. But
right.
But I do think though that women think about that. It's on their mind.
Oh, 100%.
And we don't have to think about that, which is because we can have kids whenever.
Right.
So I think that's unfair. But yeah, I do think that there's a societal pressure to get married. A lot of people settle. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, people settle now.
They settle now. Yeah.
And it's just well.
It's who I'm dating at the time. I'm going to marry this person. But it's I've never had that mentality because and I'm probably on the other end of the spectrum. Where,
of course, we're two people. We're biased.
We're biased. But I also I have very high standards, and I'm very particular. And if it's not the love of my life, then I'm not into it. And I think it's too extreme.
Right. Right.
But which is probably why I'll be single forever, but never get married.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing else.
Nothing else except everything else. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
No, but I don't understand. I know people my age, and it is women, I will say, not really guys, who live in New York City, who their parents are really paying for their lifestyle, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And they're just settling with this guy because
that's who they're dating at the time.
Yeah, it's just he's got a good job, and another thing is especially if they're Jewish, they're Jewish also.
Well, that's a thing too. Yeah.
But to me, it's why are you here then? Why are you in New York City if you're just going to settle?
Don't you think that there's a group of women in New York though that are very career oriented and
100%.
They're single and they're haven't settled down yet. I think there's a lot of those too.
Yeah,
probably more so than in the suburbs. In the suburbs,
100%.
You're married at 18 and got kids on the 3 kids by the time you're 25.
Never understood the mentality of I'm going to have kids when I'm young, so that I'm young when they're my age. It's okay, you're poor.
right.
Your kid's going to have a shit life.
That's the other thing I think about is you got to have some wealth to take care of a kid. You know how much stressful that would be?
It's so stressful.
How much does a kid cost? $1 million minimum.
I don't know about that, but sure.
Depends on where you live.
Depends on where you live.
Yeah. I don't know if those people are happy. I think I know a lot of people in that situation that aren't. I think I know some that are too. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you think that any couples that you're friends with that are definitely in love and did not settle and are this is the person for them and they really have it?
Oh yes, I know a few.
Yeah, I do too.
I know a few.
Yeah.
And I know people who have great investment banking jobs, sell with girls from high school.
Yep.
Were the king of high school.
Yeah.
I mean, now they make a lot of money, but they're just fat, don't care,
they mailed
drink every night.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, you kind of get the two.
Yeah.
It goes with you live in New York, but you're still settled, but you have the good job, but you don't do anything. You don't take advantage of the city. Right.
Yeah. Why would you be in the city? I think a lot of people probably moved out during this time, or there's some still here. But why are you here if you're just living that way? You know what I mean?
Never understood.
It doesn't make sense to me.
I know of a young family was raising 2 kids on the Lower East Side. They both work for investment banks.
Right.
It's
go live in the suburbs.
Why are you, or the Upper East Side,
or
the Upper West Side?
Yeah, right.
Why are you in the Lower East Side?
Yeah, that's horrible. It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
What, you're by cats is sick. The rest of it's shit.
You're living in filth.
It's literal filth.
It's filth. It's disgusting.
Right. Go move just to a Battery Park. I'm a big Battery Park.
Why are you walking into your building and there's spray paint on the walls?
You're worth $1 million.
Right. Go live in a nice place.
I never understood.
It makes no sense.
I understand moving out. Yeah, I don't know. But then you got to commute in. That's another thing I'm thinking of. If I'm doing comedy for the rest of my life, I got to travel an hour to do it.
That's the thing too. I mean, ideally, we'd like to live in the city and be able to, do all that. It's not an easy thing to be able to make it as a comedian and make money enough to live the lifestyle we want to live. But it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah, hopefully.
We're not doing it.
Hopefully, maybe if some people watch this podcast, we'll get a fan or two.
Maybe if some people want to get me on Are You Garbage?
Are You Garbage?
Names,
good podcast.
Trying to get, I would do well on Are You Garbage.
You would do great.
That's my thing.
That's your thing. Because you're trash, right?
It's what it is.
Right, it's what it is. Right?
I'm culturally trash.
But you are an ambitious guy. So tell me. So what made you separate you from all the people in Cortland who are doing other stuff?
I think it goes to settling and not settling.
Yeah. So you're just not a settler. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're also surrounded Sayats and everyone's worth how much money. All my friends work for Salesforce and all these huge companies, and they're making good money. My buddy's getting married in Miami in November.
Yeah.
How am I going to afford that? I need a good fucking job.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about who you surround yourself with. In Cortland, there's no one to surround yourself who has higher aspirations than I will get an RV for the Jimmy Buffett concert once a year.
And go to Cortica, and that's the highlight of the year.
The highlight of the year is one of your friends has a big party in their backyard on the 4th of July, and you have like a thing at the party.
Right.
Like you're the grill guy.
Right.
And you invested in, like, that's, people from Cortland invest in grills. They don't invest in Tesla.
But, like, that's the thing. Like, are you happy to be the grill guy, or are you just trying to find an identity?
No, I truly think they're happy with that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's, like, they're like, no, this, it's also like, I know this. It goes, why I want to live here forever is why they want to be the grill guy forever.
Right.
It's like, I know this.
Right.
My dad was a grill guy. His dad was a grill guy. I'm just going to have a TV in my garage with some beer.
Right.
And a good smoker, a meat smoker. And that's what
I'm
going to do.
The smoker. Yeah.
It's all about the smoker.
Yeah, yeah. And that's life. Hey, but if you're that simple, you can live a happy life, I guess.
I think, what are your friends from Notre Dame doing?
Well, see, a lot of them are, they're ambitious go-getters. A lot of them come from good money.
Right.
Most of them are in Chicago. There's probably like 6 or 7 or 8 couples in Chicago, all Notre Dame guys I grew up in the dorm with.
Well, that's the big city.
That's the big city you go to.
Right.
It's close by Notre Dame, South Bend, and so you got guys working in finance. I got a buddy who owns a brewery out there. Runs a brewery.
Oh, it's sick. Goose Island.
It's called Midwest Coast Brewing Company.
Write it down.
Midwest Coast Brewing Company.
Shout out Midwest Brew Company.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. If you're ever in Chicago, recommend it. Okay. Consulting, all the corporate jobs. Yeah. They're all making good money. They're all living in, apartments with elevators opening up into them in Chicago.
Oh, that's nice.
So
that's some iCarly shit.
They're doing well for themselves.
Right.
Yeah. And they're happy, and they're married. They got kids on the way. They're all, they're doing the thing. But I like what they got a city lifestyle, right?
Right.
Good jobs.
More affordable city.
Clean city.
I've never been.
Yeah. It has its parts, but like more spread out than New York. It's not like New York, but it has its like neighborhoods.
Right.
And you could get bang for your buck there. This you could have a great apartment for what you pay here. This is a great apartment, but you could have
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. But so you still got the big city lifestyle, but you can still manage it. They're young couples. They're all friends, so they do social things together. Like, they got a nice life out there.
And now, what are your friends from Endicott doing?
A lot of them were living in the city. We're living in Hoboken for a while.
Really?
Well, a handful of them. Some stayed home. Some, like I said, we got the people who stayed home and are got the houses at home and whatever. And some guys got out and they were living in Hoboken, living in the city, doing finance stuff. Now they've all moved like kind of different places. One lives in Atlanta, one lives out in Long Island, so they've moved to the suburbs now.
Good jobs though.
Good jobs. Yeah. Handful of guys that ambitious guys that made it happen in New York.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say we had the reverse lifestyle, but no, all your friends are doing well, and only 50% of my friends are doing well.
Right. I'd say I don't know if I have any friends that are doing poorly. Yeah,
I have no friends really doing poorly.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not true.
Yeah. I have a couple that lost themselves and struggling for sure. But yeah, a lot of them that made it too. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, if you need a part-time mascot, a welder,
right,
or I'm trying to think, one kid was a motocross racer, and then he broke his face, so he went to Cortland at 26, and now he's like 35.
Okay.
And he doesn't do any.
Yeah.
If you need any of people like that, Mike.
I think I could use some of that in my life, though. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm the guy.
Maybe this Islanders guy can, I'm in the sports business a little bit, maybe.
A little bit, or maybe real estate if anyone needs.
Real estate.
Or if anyone knows.
Real estate, we're getting in that. We'll be moguls. We're gonna have to support ourselves in multiple ways.
I only surround myself now with potential moguls. You can't be doing well right now, right. But you must have a
lot of potential. Right. And you've always you've overachieved a lot, right? Like you went to college, first one in the family. You're in New York. You're an ambitious guy. You're on the rise. You're on the rise.
We're on the rise. I try to surround myself with people like you, but I found out today that you lost a job, so you're kind of out.
I shouldn't have told you that. I was going to hold it in, but then I was like, the first thing I said when I walked in here.
Yeah, well, too late. And I told you how much this apartment costs, so what are you going to do? All right, Mike, tell people where they should find you.
Yeah, you can find me on, on social media, Mike Bramante, the Do Less podcast.
The Do Less podcast with Jake
Velasquez. Great. Everybody's doing too much. All right, settle down. Do less. That's our mantra.
Right. People are going to listen to you talking about how you're trying to date 1 million people, and now you're telling them do less. So,
well, everybody's like an entrepreneur, DJ, activist, philanthropist. Just settle down. Just do a little less.
Yeah. So everything we just said about aspire to do better.
It's a complete contradiction.
It's a complete contradiction.
But listen to the Do Less podcast. Find me on social media. Tell You What comedy show with Max Spinelli. Rich, thanks for having me.
Tiny Cupboard.
Tiny Cupboard.
Gang, thanks for listening.